Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. Today, I'm doing something a little different. I've never done this before on my podcast, but I'm bringing back a past client of mine who was she was in need of a little bit of coaching. And so I was like, hey, how would you feel if I had you on the podcast and you can ask me whatever you want for the next, 30 minutes, an hour, however long we need, so that you can get some of your questions answered. But is it cool if we do it on the podcast? And so she was like, yeah, I'd love that. So yeah, so just like me sharing, I guess what I would be sharing to you if you were a one-on-one client of mine, or if you decided to book any sort of time with me, this is the level of coaching I'd be giving you. So I wanted to have Lauren on. So hi, Lauren. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here.
Yay. So Lauren, just a little, summary. Who are you? What are you all about? Give us a little rundown of your business.
Absolutely. So first of all, I am a mom of three little boys who certainly keep me busy and have drawn me into sleep coaching and supporting families with toileting. I have been in this field for over 20 years, which feels like so long. And I have always worked for a children's treatment center for most of my time. So after having kids, much like other coaches, I wanted to learn more about sleep. I wanted to learn more about toileting. I personally experienced this with my son, severe toileting challenges. So I got the research, I got the certification, and wanted to help other families with all, the information I had previously and now that I have.
Nice. So you have three kids. You are still working a full-time job, or is it a part-time job?
I'm part-time right now as a developmental consultant within a hospital setting.
That's amazing. All right. Well, yes. Lauren, you are allowed to ask me whatever you want today. I am happy to help in any way that I can. So yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay, amazing. I'm so excited about this. Kind of fangirling. I always listen to you in the car. I know we've worked together and chatted, but always have you kind of in my ear driving when I have some extra time and soaking in all your knowledge. So thanks for today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with a couple of social media questions. What would be your favorite or get the most interaction calls to action? What would you suggest using?
Ooh, well, my top, if you want to get a lot more engagement or action on your profile, we want to get saves. So something that they can save. So I know for you, it might be like a sleep chart or some toileting chart, something like that, where people can save and come back to realistically. Or for you, it could be scripts. Like, how do I talk to my child while maybe they're trying to have a bowel movement or something, right? Like, I'd have something like that where it's like, what are some kind words that they can say, or words of encouragement, things that they can talk about with their spouse even. Like, what are scripts that you can provide that can just help overall with that family communication while they're going through this? It could be as simple as, I want to share a hot take on something. Like, those are very engaging. Even if there's negative comments, it doesn't mean that it's a bad post, by the way. It just means like people are talking, people want to maybe disagree with you, and that's okay. You'll get a lot of people agreeing with you as well. But usually I would say the ones that go viral are the ones that do get a lot of traction, or they're the hot takes. They're the unpopular opinions, or I hate to tell you this, but sort of posts. Those are the ones that you see getting shared pretty often. Also, just relatable, funny mom stuff. Let's be real. Like, those are the ones that people really are like, I thought that was hilarious, so I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this with my audience. So the more shares, the more saves, the more engagement that you get, the more you are going to get more traction on that post. Now, if you're like really niche down, it's okay to like not have a ton of likes and all that sort of stuff. Like, you're still going to get clients. Like, I'm still getting clients even though I don't have a ton of likes or engagement on my posts, because I'm still getting DMs. I'm still somehow connecting with somebody. And I think that's just like the nature of Instagram or social media these days is like not everybody engages with posts anymore. Like we see something and like we decide to go check out their bio. We go check out their links that they have. We go check out their free resources, or we just straight up send people DMs being like, hey, I really liked what you said. Like, tell me more about your program. So it's kind of weird. Like I'm always just like, you just got to create content that you, I guess I would say deep down knows is really going to interact, or not necessarily interact, but connect with your ideal clients, and don't worry so much about the metrics, the numbers. I mean, if you're constantly getting a 0 and like nobody's DMing you, then I'd be like, okay, then let's take a look at your content strategy. But like if you are getting leads and you are having really good conversations and you are getting followers, you're doing something right.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Because I've been putting, comment sleep or comment, something, and I don't find as much traction for me. The potty ones do. I always get someone commenting potty, which is interesting. I'm learning so much more about like what works, what doesn't. But I don't find the sleep I get as much traction on. Or, sometimes we've talked in the past, like some of this is really personal. So maybe someone doesn't want to comment. Do they like send me a DM? But I also don't get a lot of that. So that's why I'm wondering like what you feel like is best to have someone reach out to you.
Yeah, you made a really good point. Like sometimes people don't want to be like, send me the free resource, or like I want more information, because like they don't want other people saying that they're struggling. I've seen that with like some of my my other business my business coaching friends or whatever, like they don't want to comment on another business coach being like, I'm struggling with this thing. It's like, I get that. I've had conversations like that before with my friends, and it's just like, I get that. So, but yet if like nobody's really engaging or like sending you a DM, maybe it's something that they just need to come to your link in your bio. Like try something else. I'm definitely somebody, if I'm really interested in somebody's services, I don't necessarily click on some of their links or DM them or comment. I'm going to look at their website. I'm going to look at their sales page. I want to see how much things cost. I want to see what some of their testimonials are before I just send them a DM. That's me. That's me as a personal, like how I like to be sold to sometimes. However, some people want to have that conversation and they're like, tell me all the information, Lauren. I want to know all about your program. And they are going to send you a DM. And this is like why in my program, like I have you guys do sales pages and I make sure that all your business foundation is buttoned up, because there's going to be so many people that engage with you or find you or decide to take an action with you from different ways. So I guess trust that the sleep stuff is going to definitely work out. And maybe it's just focusing I haven't looked at your content recently, but like really focusing on different types of content that's maybe more for a warm audience or a cold audience. And maybe your audience right now isn't so hot, and you can leave the hot stuff for your stories, the hot lead posts.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, you're right. I'm actually the same as you, a consumer. I don't maybe always like or comment, but I would then send someone a DM or check out their website. Like I want to kind of get a scope of them first before. So yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. But still worth it to be putting comment potty or comment sleep or schedule. So still put those things in my posts, even if they don't get a lot of traction, but maybe they're sending them, to my website or...
Exactly. Yeah. You definitely, keep doing that where it's, send me a DM or just comment sleep below if you want more information. I would say for the freebie stuff, it's so much easier for somebody to comment, like I said, schedule, than it is for somebody to be like, yeah, I'm really interested in your one-on-one services. Like, because there is a level of intimacy with one-on-one. So having them have a conversation with you or directing them to apply to work with you somewhere, or it is maybe to, go to your website and just check out your sales page. Those would be like the things that I would say would be easier to get more people to just take that action with you.
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
For my page, my Instagram page, if you've seen it, I know you've probably seen it before. I love continuity. Staying on brand and all that. But I know, so I always have covers on everything. Well, more my reels, of course. My carousels, it's just there anyways. But so on my reels, I always put a cover. I know how important it is to show your face for your business. And the reels generally are me or something, right, related. But I then put a cover on it. So do you think it would be better for me not to do a cover and have more of my face, even though my face is there, but not right when you look at my page at a first glance. What's your take on that?
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever been asked this, and maybe I have, but like, I don't really know if there's proof that like the reason why maybe you're not getting as much engagement on a post is simply because you have a cover. But I do like to know when it's a talking reel or when it's not. And I think maybe that's something where if you're not getting a lot of views on that one particularly, it could be because you have a cover on it. But yeah, because when I can just see, I can tell when it's a cover and it's a reel, and then I can also tell when it's like this is somebody's talking reel, and just putting that making sure that the headline is somewhere visible, whether it be on your chest or above your head or something. So, and you can, by the way, everybody, you guys can kind of finagle this in a sense when you go to your cover, like when you're about ready to post, you hit cover, you can move it around a little bit so you can make sure that you can see the headline. So I always make sure I do that. And if for some reason I just like, I can't figure this out or whatever, that's when I would say, just use a cover. That's fine. But even with your captions, like if you're doing the headline on there, just so everybody knows, like the headline is the first thing that everybody sees when a reel pops up. It's like where your eyes go to. That's the first thing that they're saying. So if for some reason you can't get it to be in that spot, like really just make sure that you're using your brand colors. So it does look, I guess, like cohesive or whatever the word I think you said, like the aesthetics, they all look so pretty. So if you're using like a pretty pink, which you use a lot of white pinks and I think blacks, like just make sure that that little caption area, that headline is a bright pink or a bright black with some pink wording or something like that. So I don't necessarily have any stats of saying this is why this isn't getting traction or whatever, but I don't think it matters that much. Like if it looks a little messy, like don't worry so much about it. Like they're not going to unfollow you or not watch your video simply because it looks a little different from like your carousel post or the pretty like still images and stuff.
For sure. Oh yeah. I see like people who have a large following or not, that it's just their face or, carousel and it doesn't look bad. It's totally a me thing. Like, I just love it. I love it. Just like you said, buttoned up and the continuity.
Then that's fine. Then keep doing that.
Yeah.
Like, don't, there's no, and I've told you this, Lauren, there's no rules. There's absolutely no, you do what you want. It's your profile. So if you like that vibe when you come to your profile, that everything just looks pretty and it all looks the same, then great. Like, it's going to be okay. Like, people hopefully will still want to binge all your content. And if you want, like maybe, and some of those, the covers, you can put like, 3-minute to training or something like that, or 3-minute video training. So like maybe they can see, oh, this is an actual training, not just a carousel post.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
That's another idea.
Yeah. I mean, the covers take me a little bit of extra time.
I know.
So it's like, okay, if I didn't do them, but I also, I'm just kind of been testing some of them out without it. Mm-hmm. So it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Those are things that we just overthink so much. Yeah. And if it is taking you an extra few minutes a week and you're like, I don't want to do that anymore, then don't do it. You don't have to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
My other question about content. So because I offer a variety of services, I do toileting support and sleep development as well. So how, the populations I also work with, so neurotypical, but also neurodivergent children, I'm sometimes finding, I've been told niche down just to one thing, and that's just not who I am, and that's not what I'm going to do. So I want to have a better grasp of like a content strategy to be targeting both, ideal clients. Do you have any tips on that? I know we've talked about this before too.
I know. Well, because you know that I'm very much pro, like,
I know.
Trying to niche or niche down as far as you can go.
I know.
Yeah, because you have multiple businesses in a sense, like realistically. Yeah. Okay, my suggestion for you is don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you have I guess I don't believe in content pillars per se.
Right.
But, just knowing you have, I guess, in a way, like 3 businesses. Like you have your potty stuff, you have the neurodivergent children, and then you also have, like, I guess I would say, I don't want to say regular because that doesn't sound good, but like the non-neurodivergent children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have these 3 things, and just knowing that each of your posts, like you can call out, this is for neurodivergent children, or this one is for blank, this one's for blank. Like the sleep stuff I know is, very, like, this is sleep. Cause like even sleep consultants, like they like want to do infant, newborn, toddler. Like there's definitely things. And some of my clients have straight up said, I'm not niching down to just toddlers. I'm not. And I'm like, okay, like I'm okay with that. But just know, like, people might not necessarily be totally consuming all of your content because all of your content doesn't actually, it's not relatable to them. So just making sure that that you're really just calling out the ideal client in each of those posts when you're talking about it. And I'm not saying you have to create more content per se, but like maybe it is like, hey, these videos this week, I'm going to do a series on just neurodivergent. And then like, those are great too, because then like, you can send those videos, like when you're having DM conversations being like, yeah, these 5 videos are all about XYZ. And you can put those in your highlight section as well. So they can keep coming back to those. So like you can kind of start keeping track of like, these are my neurodivergent ones. These are my potty training ones. This is my, toileting. This is my sleep consulting for something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does.
And don't worry so much about it has to be so perfect. I'm just very much like, I want to make sure that you're getting consistent clients. And when the content's a little all over the place, it is hard for somebody to like really sit there and go, oh, she's for me. Like all of her stuff is really speaking to my soul.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I do feel like for sleep, I offer newborn sleep shaping, but my focus is at infants. That's always what I post for sleep is infants typically. And that's who I get. So I know that is working. And then, the toileting is just kind of, it's not specific to age per se. It's just situation, children are really struggling or, And often finding some of my clients who are asleep are then asking me about toileting. So I do love having them together,
Yeah, they definitely,
so that does seem to still work.
Okay.
I
love all of your all your businesses definitely correlate to each other, like they complement each other. So even if you guys are listening right now, like having something like she does, or it's like adding on another business, or even just having her as a resource would be great. But like having something like that, I know a lot of newborn, like postpartum doulas, they're newborn specialists, but they're also lactation consultants. Like they've added on other things, like other credentials to, make more money realistically. Like if you want to scale, adding something like that to already promote your existing, like already be promoting to your past clients, like all these new opportunities that they can have, but also like just past clients, just so you know, I also do these things. Do you have friends that are struggling with this? They can refer you out as well. Yeah,
absolutely. It does feel like a nice complement to each other for sure. Okay, I have a couple website questions.
Sure.
Which I know I already have. I have a little work to do. I know I do. But as I'm doing that, I thought this is a perfect to ask you. So I have newborn sleep shaping that I offer. And then I offer sleep support for 4 months to 7 years. Okay. I currently have newborn sleep shaping package, and then I have infant, other preschooler together, and then school age. I've seen lots of sleep consultants who just one package 4 to 7 years. Do you think that, a confused mind will never buy? So do you think it's better to just, what do you think?
Yeah, probably what I'm going to say. I'm going to have you break it out into age groups. And the reason why I say break this out,
that's what I have.
Like you can have a newborn, you can have your infant, and then you can have your toddler to preschooler age or whatever that is. But like the reason being is when you have a child that can like roll over, right? Like they're moving, they're walking even. It's such a different feeling of like when your kid can actually run in your room in the middle of the night, kick, bite, and scream, like can refuse to get into a car, such a different vibe. Like that mom is experiencing something differently. And she's also been experiencing it for a lot longer. Likely the sleep issues, or even the, if you're doing toileting or withholding, that sort of stuff, like that could be going on for a really long time. But if you have like this newborn at home, let's be real, like, or this infant who's like only 5 or 6 months old, like that mom, I mean, she might be tired. Don't get me wrong, she's probably exhausted still, but it's a different type of life that she's living compared to somebody who's been doing this for a while, or maybe has multiple children too. Like when this kid is now 3 or 4 or 5 years old, is possibly trying to go to school and is like, like screaming for the iPad all night and like running into your room and like wants to sleep with you still. It's like, whoa, like how can we end this cycle? How can we end these patterns, these like, what we call them like bad habits in a sense, right? These habits we've been doing for so long. And so the sales page is going to be different. It's going to sound different. The vibe is going to be different compared to like when you just, you're still like, oh, like we still kind of this newborn at home, or not really newborn anymore, but like we still have this new baby and like we're new parents, and like you can kind of like, the terminology, the wording that you're going to be using, the industry jargon is going to sound a little different. So that's why I always have my sleep consultants break those out into, newborn, infant, toddler, or preschooler kids, simply just because of the life of what this mom is like, or like her life that she's going through right now. It's so different. Okay. Yeah. So do your best if you can to break that up. And even
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that we talked a little bit about the neurodivergent kids, or like having a sales page specifically just for those types of moms, so that you can get that terminology down of like, these are the thoughts that she's having. These are the beliefs that she has. These are the values that she wants to have in her household or whatever, right? Like on any of your sales pages, whether that be sleep or toileting or potty training, all the things, like really honing in on that sort of stuff is what's going to get this person, as she's reading through this, to go, this is my life. Oh my God. Like Lauren is in my head. Like, and that's what you want. And the same thing with your content creation. Like you want everything like that. You want those thoughts that she has to really be those things. Like she says to you, like, oh my God, I literally was just thinking that today, or I was just saying that to my spouse today, or these were the texts I was having with my mom because I'm just so stressed out about this, or, I'm just so tired and I don't know what to do. So you really want them reading through that sales page, really connecting with you emotionally. And then so when they get to that end and they get to the price and all that sort of stuff, like they've already been like, but this is what I need. I know I need this. This is exactly what I want right now. And she said yes multiple times while she's reading through that. I don't mind a long sales page. I'm actually totally for it. Yeah. Simply because I want that person to really just, even if they're skimming through it, those few things that she sees in bold, she's going, that's what we're going through right now. That's my life.
Okay. That's perfect. And mine are broken up. And I just thought, oh, is it too much? Is it too confusing? And I know we talked in the past about like, I have to have more emotion built into that and more specific to that mom who's experiencing, whatever it may be. So thank you for that. So for my toileting then, I offer just a toileting plan for children who are learning about toileting, and which is newer because so many people are asking me. And then I offer the toileting plan with some support. And then I have my kids who are also struggling with withholding, constipation, extreme fears. And I have 2 packages, like a 4 and 8 week package for them. Is it okay that those are kind of split up that way? It seems to make sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. In any situation though, this is my only thing that I recommend. And yours might be split up like this, but like, it's almost like having a pre-sales page of like, hey, I want to learn the best about your child. Like, where are you at right now? So if they're like, I have a neurodivergent kid, cool. You want them clicking that one and it taking them to that sales page. Yeah. If they're like withholding and, they're having a lot of fears right now and they're just, okay, cool. I want to click here. Like you want to really just make sure that there's a different entry rate, because you don't want it to be like one long sales page and then they have to try to find the package that's for them. Like I want them, before they get to that page, like based off of what you're going through right now, can you please give me a little bit more information about your child? And then they click it and then it takes them to the right sales page. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the same thing with the sleep stuff. It's like, what's the age of your child so I can best, give you the best option and best package. And they go, okay, I have a newborn. Cool. They click newborn. Then it just takes them to the newborn page instead of having newborn, infant, and toddler all on the same page when they're like, I just want to know this is for me. I don't want to, I don't want to have to rummage through a whole sales page that I have to find my package.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know I have some things to tidy up for sure. But it's already broken down like that. I think I just have to change some navigation to make it more seamless.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I do
Yeah.
have it broken down in those ways. Yeah. Okay. That's
Perfect.
helpful. I also have like sibling support or returning client. Are those, is it necessary that they're on my website? I mean, no one's ever gone to them. They just reached out
Mm.
to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of
So,
people have like the random like text support for past clients and like I said, the sibling
yeah.
support. Those would be things I'd be sending in an email. You could have them on your
Yeah.
website, but I just have them as like hidden pages. So like
Hit it.
when
Okay.
they're like, hey, Lauren, I have a sibling. You can be like, oh, here's the link to sign up for that. And it could be an actual sales page if you want. It could be even a tab that just like past client tab where it's like, okay, let me go here and see what options. It could be like the ask me anything call or like another clarity call or something like that where, just some different options. But yeah, these aren't necessarily things you're going to be promoting,
Yeah.
but maybe every 3 to 6 months, you send a reminder email to all your past clients. Say, hey, these are things I have going
Mm.
on. These are things that I still have. Even referral, like a referral email is like, hey, just so you know, if you refer me,
Yes.
like you get a $50 gift card. I don't know, whatever your referral program is, but like
Yeah.
those could be things that just like, hey, every 3 to 6 months, I just have to remind my past clients because guess what? It's so much easier to sell to your past clients than it is for you to get new clients every single month. So you maybe
Mm.
making an extra $500 or $1,000 just from past clients every month or possibly more could be really beneficial for you. But yeah, I think reminding them of referrals and reminding them of your like past client options and offers are going to be really helpful for you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think just hiding them because no one's like searching for those specifically,
Mm-mm.
and I use the Jane app now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if you're familiar with it. That's how I track all my clients. It's so helpful. And
Mm-hmm.
literally I just add an invoice to their account. So anything they need, I just pop it into their account. It's so much easier. So that's just what I would do with those if someone came back
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love that.
That makes sense. Okay, now I do have some questions scaling my business. So, because I work part time for the Children's Treatment Center and part time in my business, I still want to be growing. I still want to be dedicating as much time.
Mhm.
Now, I know what the non negotiables are every day, but the days that I work, I can't meet that.
Mhm.
I can batch content, but some of the other stuff I'm finding it hard to do that because I'm seeing other clients all day in person and traveling. What are your tips on meeting those non-negotiables days?
Yeah, good question. Well, there's some days you just have to give yourself some grace and compassion that, like, hey, today's just
Mm,
not a day I can fit in an extra hour for my business.
yeah,
But at the same time, like, how could we maybe it is a little bit more discipline or like, hey, I gotta wake up a little bit earlier. I know you have like little kids, so sometimes it's like
hmm,
they're already up at 6, Allison, I'm not gonna be waking up before that, and I get that.
yeah.
Even now these days, I don't like to wake up before 7 unless I have to, like I just like,
That sounds
don't,
like a dream.
please don't make me wake
Oh
up
my
early.
gosh.
um but that's the thing. Like, I think it's just like, how can we audit your day a little bit
Hmm.
and go, is there a spot where I can fit in 30 minutes here or there? And maybe it's just like straight up, no, Allison, there's not. And yeah, I don't want to say you have to work harder on the other days, but like, hey, I might have to put in a little bit more extra effort on the days that I have off or my
Yeah.
weekends, to keep making this work. But I don't want you getting burnt out. I think the biggest thing with business owners, and I do this with myself, by the way, like it's not like a secret, but like we're so hard on ourselves. We are so
Hmm.
hard on ourselves. So like we'll just beat ourselves up and be like, oh, this is the reason why I don't have any clients right now. It's because I'm not, but it's like, no, that's not always the case. It's okay to take a full day off. Like your clients or your
Yeah.
Instagram isn't even going to notice. Like they're going to go on about their
Yeah.
day and it's totally fine. Very rarely does someone message me being like, where were you all weekend? Like you didn't post. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I took some time
So
off. Like I
true.
just, like there
Yeah.
was a lot of emotional stuff happening over the weekend. I'm like, yeah, I don't even want to post this weekend.
Yeah.
The internet just wasn't
Yeah.
a place I wanted to be. And that's okay to do those. Like you are allowed to take time off from your business. But if it becomes like every day where you're sitting there going, I'm just not going to show up. Like, I have a job. Like, well, it's like we can't make our job or our kids an excuse. At some point, you have to make these non-negotiable things a priority or fit them in when you can. Or like I said, it's like staying up a little later, or waking up a little bit earlier, or like, hey, during my lunchtime, guys, don't talk to me. I'm literally going to sit here because I have to spend 30 minutes doing XYZ or whatever. And that's just the sad truth about building a business. Like, I hate to say it. It's not like there's the secret of like, you don't have to do it. Sorry, Lauren. I'm not going to make you work on those days. It's like, but if that's your reality of like, hey, I just know the days that I go to my part-time job, I'm not going to work. Okay. Then you just have to know that going into it. So like, and I don't know if it's like I work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Cool. Then you just know on Saturdays and, it's maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, you are really doing all the things that you need to do for your business.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I find too, actually, what I've been doing, because now I have 2 days, is, maybe this sounds crazy, but I literally set like a timer. Yeah. And I stay super focused on, I need to spend 1 hour at least today creating content for the next 3 days. Yep. I even like save all my stories, things that I'm going to post, unless they're just like spontaneous posts. But as I'm busy, I just have them in a little folder. And that's what I've been trying to do. And then like, I'm supporting clients or making a plan or something. So, you're right. It's just like, it might just be a slower build. And that's the reality of it if I have less time.
And sadly, like, I want to be able to be like, you just got to do this and make it happen. It's like, it's just not as simple as that, unfortunately. It's like, and I guess, can you, and I'll ask you this, can you be okay with the slow build?
Yeah, I think I have to work on that, being okay with it, because I need to work my 3 days at my other job right now. And I want to as well. It is consistent income, and I'm not at that place in my business right now. But I am dedicated. I know you always say, like, in your podcast about you're slightly obsessed with your business. Like, that is me. I am. When I have free time, I'm like, oh my God, what can I work on? Like, I love it. I love, actually, more than I thought, I love the business side of it. I do. I love supporting families. I mean, I've been doing it for years. Of course, I know I love that. But the business side, and even, the postings work. But once you get into a groove and you understand it more, it's not as hard as it once was. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So because you said all this, your success is going to be inevitable. Like, and luckily you do have that cushion of like, I have the security or the certainty of my part-time job, the income that I have. I know that's going to be coming in. So even with that, there's a little less pressure of like, I have to get a client this month. I have to make this work. And so I just always know like money's not attracted to that forcefulness of I have to get a client. It's like, take a breather, go have some fun, go for a walk, come back, let's take a look at your content. Let's take a good look at your sales strategy. And I feel like, with the strategy that I've taught in Making Moves and other programs that I have, like, there's only a few things you have to do a day, right? And content, yes, is one of them. Talking to people, setting up collaborations. But like, maybe, Lauren, it's like you do your content and stuff, but maybe it's like, hey, all month, instead of me maybe coming on my stories and doing all the things that like maybe take up a lot of the extra time, it's like, I'm going to put 100% of my focus into partnerships and collaborations. Like everybody, you can build a business however you want. Just so you guys all know, like, I love social media, and I probably will never be off of social media or anything like that, because it's how I get a lot of my leads and how a lot of you guys get to know me, besides my podcast, of course. But like, there's sometimes where it's like, you could build a business differently than everybody else. And so if it is going all in on the collaborations and partnerships, and like, then you can do that too. I would still say have something on social media for people to come to and make sure that, you are who you say you are and you're actually good at this. So I wouldn't say totally ditch content creation by any means, but there's a lot of different ways that you guys can all do this. And I teach a lot of that inside of my programs, just so like you have all like, these are all the avenues that you can take to get booked out as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that too. Cause that's what I've also been working a lot on is I live in a smaller community. So collaborations has been huge. At first I was like, okay, I want one face-to-face presentation or class happening once a month. For the next 3 months, I have at least 3 or 4, which is just blown up.
Yeah.
So that has been really important to me as well, because, if a mom makes a suggestion to you about who you should ask for support or who you can go to, or for another coach, if I say to a coach, like, oh, you have to go to Allison, they're probably just going to go to you because we trust, that trust is there. So I just think that's so important to make that connection too. Do you have any other tips on how to scale my business with the time that I have?
Yeah. I mean, you can always put money into an ad if you want to like do a free resource. You have a free resource and then you put an ad to it, and you have we call it a sales funnel, like where they'd get a series of emails or and we call it like an email sequence or whatever you guys want to call it. That on the back end, which would do the selling for you. But that would cost money. Realistically, you could always hire a virtual assistant, a social media manager of some sort to be like doing some of those activities for you that you don't necessarily want to do. I don't always recommend that just because I always am like, I want it to be you as much as possible. But there are things that you can do. It's like time is money, realistically, right? So it's like either you have time or you don't, and you're going to have to put money into the other things, So there's nothing wrong if you decide to hire out some of the non-negotiable things, or if you want to put an ad out and have like the sales funnel kind of do the work for you and see what works. Okay. I don't love ads because I do think that's a whole nother thing to learn, and you still have to sell. Like, you still are showing up. You still have to have DM conversations and make content. Like, that doesn't go away per se. It's not like organic marketing is, you have to completely forget about it. No, if anything, I'm always like, please get really good at the organic stuff so that the ads end up working for you. Because if you don't know how to sell and you don't know what a headline should look like, or you don't know what the caption should look like, or if it is a video, even what to say, ads can totally bomb. Then you just end up not making any money, and you're spending a bunch of money for nothing. So luckily you, Lauren, you're at a good spot where you've taken a course or two of mine and you hopefully feel pretty good about content creation and stuff. Yeah. So we can look at your freebies, take a really good look at them, make sure all the emails look pretty good too. And that's, it's a testing thing. It's like, you got to test it out. Like, okay, I had 100 people sign up, but, I got 10 clients, or I had 100 people sign up and I got no clients. What happened? Like, let me take a good look at the emails. And also sales calls, right? Like, how did I perform on my sales calls? Like, there's all kinds of stuff that we can take a good look at. One of my clients, she gets a ton of leads, but she's not very good at sales calls. Like, she gets so nervous and she's like, I bomb every single one. I just don't feel confident. I'm like, how about we eliminate the sales call then? And you're just doing voice messages or DM conversations. Like, there's always a different way to do it. But you kind of have to lean in a little bit of like, what are you being called to? So Lauren, I guess me saying all this, like, would you want to do an ad or would you want to hire somebody? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't think so. I mean, also because I listened to your other podcast, I've heard you, talk about that. And I don't right now, I don't think about ads. I think what is going to be best for me is being more consistent with my content and really ensuring strategy is focused and like just targeting the people I need to target and reach. Yeah. So I think that's what's going to be the most helpful for me, and I think like I've had to do some mindset work around posting isn't tough. Creating content doesn't have to be hard, because I was such and I know for a lot of other coaches who I've chatted with say the same thing. Like, the content takes a lot of time, can be really hard. You need to be in a certain space. Sure, those things do exist, but I think once you can kind of clean up that mindset, and I mean, you've given me so many tips and documents to use that are helpful and keep me organized. Once I can just implement those, fill them out and stick to them and create the content, set my little timer, spend 1 to 2 hours, it is literally done for the week. I don't even have to think about it. And then I can do my other non-negotiables. So it is really just about, being very intentional with my time right now.
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah. And the one thing about content is sometimes people go into it already having the belief that they're going to burn out. Like, oh God, I'm just going to burn out. Like, I know if I post every day, it's like, maybe, don't get me wrong. Like, I know burnout for me a lot of times is because I'm not aligned with something or I'm not good at it yet. And like, I get really frustrated. I get so, you know what I mean? Like when you're just like, so sometimes it's like, I have to remember I'm like in a learning phase or I don't know. For me, content nowadays, I don't even think about it's like I just know I have to do it. I obviously too have a lot of like content I can repurpose, and hopefully you at this point too, Lauren. Like you've been focusing a lot on the last 6 months on your content. Like, hey, I have stuff that I can reuse, repurpose, and my life isn't so complicated on those days where hey, I have my part-time job. What do I post today? Well, let me just go back to something I posted a few months ago. Yeah. And maybe slap a new headline on it or something. But like, yeah, I think we just make it so much more complicated than it has to be. And it's like, it really, if you're going into content being like, I'm going to burn out, then like, yeah, you probably will. And you're probably not going to enjoy it. But like, how can we make this something that's somewhat enjoyable? It could be like going to a coffee shop, getting out of your house, like, or going out with a friend and having her record some videos of you. I don't know. It could just be you sitting, just setting a timer. All right, for the next 60 minutes, I'm going to record as many videos as I can and see what I come up with. It could be 10 videos. Who knows? And by the way, these videos don't need to be like 5-minute mini trainings or like, I don't know, these like epically long things. It could be like, it was 30 seconds of you being like, hey girl, do this thing. It's like a quick little tip. Bam, that could be it reel for the week, you know? And I think so many times we're making it out to be something it doesn't have to be when it's like, just post something, just post something and move on about your day. Like I posted earlier today and like, man, the minute I posted, I was like, oh, that feels better. I got my thing done. And I don't want to say content has to be something you just check off a list, but like it does have to be something every day you're intentional about because that's where people are coming to see your work, to see if you're good at this, to see if you're the right fit for them, and to see that you're actually an expert and you know what you're talking about. Because we're a lot more. It's not like it was back, a few years ago when we were a little bit more like free with our money. Nowadays, people are kind of like, is this person legit? I don't want to get scammed. I want to make sure that like she is really for me and she can get me results. And I know some people might sit there and go, oh, I'm not confident yet. It's like it's okay, but like. You still have to show up somewhere. You still have to showcase yourself somewhere. And so social media for me has been the easiest way to do that, especially if you're not really confident doing the presentations yet in front of like big groups of people and doing those collaborations and, wanting to set up all these coffee chats and meeting people for lunches and, making those relationships. Great. You can just come on social media and talk.
Yeah. I love that too. Yeah. There's so many options of how you can still get out there and yeah.
And yeah, one collaboration could change your whole life and you might not have to like come on social media all the time, but that might not be your case for a while and that's okay. Like, one pediatrician I know for a lot of sleep consultants could really change their whole life or a therapist or something like that. Like you just don't know until you start making those connections. But also one post could go viral or one shout out can make you, get a ton of clients too, right? So there's a lot of different ways for you to get clients today if you really wanted to. It's just a matter of sometimes going, hey, would you mind sharing this post? Or hey, would you mind giving me a shout out inside this Facebook group? Or, calling a pediatrician office or calling a pelvic floor therapist or somebody, just calling, like, love to connect with you. I'd love to set up a chat or sending an email out. One of my clients right now, I'm making her send off some collaboration stuff. And she's like, I cannot believe people are actually replying back to me and they like want to connect with me. I'm like, I know. That's awesome. I know. Yeah. You wouldn't have known unless you tried. Like, so for you, even like asking to do these presentations, like imagine if you just sat there and was like, oh, they're not going to want to have me come on, or they're not going to want me to do this. Like, but they're like, oh, we love that. I try to, and I tell you guys this all the time, but create opportunities for yourself because one person can change your whole life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I do. I know you say that, and I just always have to think this could be the next time. This could be it. Yeah. You just have to keep putting yourself out there. Yeah. I do have a question about, you talked about if we wanted to look at your funnel, my funnel, my emails, my sales page, that sort of thing. What do you think, aside from your one-on-one coaching, what is another good, if we want to spend a couple hours together or something, what package for you would be the best?
Yeah, I do have I have my 2-hour deep dive, which would be really helpful because we can go look at everything or you can send it to me beforehand. I can really take a good look at it. But yeah, that would probably be the best option if you just want to do that. And then you also, with that, get a bonus of 5 days of voice and tech support via Voxer, which is a free app, which I know you know what that is. But yeah, you have 5 days where, like, if you want to send me revised versions of them, we can take a good look at that too. Okay. but yeah, a lot of people have great freebies, but they don't have anything on the back end set up or a bunch of emails that they can send out, which is fine, by the way. I don't necessarily know if people like need to have all these email sequences, set up and in place. But eventually, especially for you, Lauren, if you're like at a day job and you don't want to have to worry about all that stuff getting set up. Also, too, like setting up things like ManyChat, which is like, people have a comment, or I'm sorry, they comment a word and then like automatically you have DM conversations. Like you can do all that. They have AI bots now that literally can be you in a DM conversation, or you can train it to say certain things. There's a lot of different options out there right now. I'm still very much organic marketing. I do everything myself because I want to make sure that I don't want AI to take over me. Let's be real. I don't want that to be the case. But there are definitely options out there for everybody. If you want to take a little step away from your business, there are things that you can do. I don't know much about the AI bots, but I know some of business coaches are definitely talking about those, of just kind of setting that up through ManyChat. There's other options as well besides that one, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I still the same. I had many chats, but I honestly, I just DM the person myself after because we know how important it is just to have those conversations.
Exactly.
And connect with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're on a scale of oh my God, I'm getting 100 at a time. One of my clients, she went viral and had 300 people comment yeah, I want this freebie or whatever. And I'm girl, you should have set up ManyChat. She's I wouldn't have known. Usually I get 5 or 10 people commenting, and now I have 300.
Yeah.
But so you don't know until it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the worst? You end up staying up until midnight DMing a bunch of people. That's the worst case scenario, and you're gonna be okay. But yeah. I mean, anything could happen, but I don't know what the free version of ManyChat, how many contacts or DMs that you can actually send, but just something to look into for you. If eventually down the road, I'm just too busy. I can't be in all these DMs when I'm, trying to get people to sign up for freebies and stuff.
Yeah. I do have one last question.
Sure.
We have time.
Yeah.
Do you think, so days when I can't post on my grid, or I'm not prepared, or it's just, crazy, I really try and stay in my stories actively. Do you think that's just stories is just as important as posting, or one or the other, or what do you think on that?
I would actually say that stories is more important just because of the level of intimacy that you can build. It's okay to, I would say for me, if I didn't post every day, I would still be I'd most likely be showing up in my stories every day saying or doing something. For me, it's just easier to come on and just talk really fast and pop it, just then walk away. But this is the thing, I guess my question for you is, why is a story, maybe it is you talking on a story, why isn't that good enough for your grid?
And sometimes it's not me, but, or sometimes, or not, sometimes I'm just posting something.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily always me. I don't know. Sometimes I think this is just a stories.
Yeah.
Stories, to put on stories is not something I need on my grid. I don't know.
I agree. There's definitely things where I'm that definitely wouldn't be something I'd be posting on my grid. By any means, I get that. I get that. But sometimes, even today, I had a few businessy things that I talked about in my stories. I'm this could have easily been a reel if I really wanted it to be, And I think sometimes we just have to go, so what if it's not so polished or perfect, or you might not have taken 20 takes making sure that reel was right, like we would normally do. But just going, okay, that one's good enough for my grid post. I'm just going to I don't know, make it a reel, or I'm going to make it a carousel really fast and just post it.
Yeah. And I know it's you have so much more intimacy in your stories, where you build that trust and that connection. Because, I post a reel, I think my numbers are much higher than they are in my stories. So that's why I'm always is it, is there one that's better or not? But are the people who are really going to connect with me and purchase, or just want to get to know me more, are they in my stories? Right?
Yeah, I would say your warm and hot leads are definitely in your stories every day. Okay. I mean, maybe they won't buy ever, because that's just the nature of human beings sometimes. It's I'm never going to buy something, but that's okay. You still have to be showing up. You still got to be selling. You still got to be sharing your day-to-day stuff. All the things that you find so habitual and boring, to somebody else, that's exciting. I was just talking to one of my friends last night on the phone, and one of the things was, I made a comment oh, isn't that common sense? like we always listen to Mel Robbins and stuff like that, like her podcast or whatever. And I'm like, she's just saying things that everyone should know, like, right? Like her and I are like, kind of like, duh, and then she's like, no, Allison, like this is not common sense to most people. Like, talking about like meditating, being mindful and breathing, like this, like stuff. I'm like, 8 hours of sleep should be like a normal thing, right? We all know like why sleep is important, but like, why does she still have sleep experts come on? Why does she still have meditation? Like these people that are just talking about things that you would think everybody knows about this, right? No, they don't. So remember that for you, like even the simplest tip, the simplest thing, like common sense stuff that you would think, just post it. Talk about it on your stories. So you can, like I said, even if like you thought, I was like, oh, that's not good enough for my grid. Like, no, it's so basic. Like, just post it. Who knows?
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, I agree. Well, you feel like that's common sense. Every mom will know that. No, not necessarily.
Well, I was talking with one of the sleep consultants recently, and I said I never used a sleep stack because I didn't even know they existed. Like, it was like one of those things. I'm like, I got one, I think, for my second at the hospital. They gave one to us, and I remember like coaching a bunch of sleep consultants, and someone asked like, what sleep stack do you use? I'm like, I don't. I didn't know what this is. Like, what are you talking about? So it's like the stupidest stuff that you guys like, hey, we know what a noise machine is. We know what black curtains or whatever, like all this stuff. I'm like, most moms don't even think about this. They don't know. It's not like they're given a handbook of like how to get your baby to sleep through the night. So like the simplest things that you think are so common sense, don't be afraid to talk about it. Those are the things that go viral. It's like, really? Me teaching you how to swaddle your kid went viral? Okay. Like, sign me up.
Love that. Love it. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, that's a great tip.
Yeah. Awesome. So even you getting ready for work, or maybe you do a get ready with me, Lauren, on those days where you're already doing the thing. Just put your phone up. I don't know. You don't even have to talk. You could save that for like a day that you want to do like a voiceover or something. Like, you can do stuff like that. Just, I don't know, I guess waste, I don't want to say you're wasting those days of you going to work or whatever, but like, what are some simple things that you can record or do just as like B-roll footage? I don't know, it could be anything, but
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you
for
answering all my questions.
Yeah. All right, babe. Well, tell everybody about you a little bit more. I know you're like a jack of all trades. I just want everybody to know more about you. And I want to make sure that you guys can use Lauren as a resource because she definitely has so much knowledge when it comes to children. So Lauren, like maybe give yourself a little pitch. I want everybody to know about you.
Oh, thank you. So, I have been in this field for a long time. So I do come with so much knowledge, and then being a mom too has been so helpful for me to really come alongside families, right? As we all know. But for my sleep program, so I do newborn sleep shaping. I'm also supporting lots of babies, but of course I do support children up to 7 years old. But my toileting, has been a real saving grace to so many families because what I do is I support families who have children that are struggling with constipation and poop withholding. It is not common to find supports out there who offer this. And I know this to be true because I was a mom who was struggling, could not find help. And I just got certified. I did reach out to other people who could give little bits of information, but it just wasn't the full package. So once I found out what to do and have supported my child to the other side, I now offer that to other families. And when people hear about what I do, that I support kids to come over this fear of pooping that are like 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, they are amazed when they're on the other side of this journey because they've went to their pediatrician, psychologist, psychiatrist, all the things. And here I am, come in with a holistic approach, and I help kids overcome the fear of pooping. So it is really special what I do, and I'm so passionate about it. I know what it's like to be that parent who feels so alone, and you're just not. You're not alone. So there's so much of my heart and so much of my heart is in supporting families through that because it just impacts the whole family, just like sleep. It's tough. It's tough. So I'm here as a resource.
Thank you, Lauren. Oh, I'm so happy I got to talk with you today. Thank you for letting me coach you for the last hour or so. And
I love it.
And I just know
Thank
your
you.
success is going to be inevitable. I know everything that you're doing is compiling. And I know that right now, this season that you're in with the part-time job, like you'll start finding your groove. I know you just kind of went back to work. So it's like just finding what works for you realistically. So give it some time. Don't feel like you have to have all the answers today. But also you have use your support as much as you can. Like, you might have to have those hard conversations with a spouse or a caregiver being like, I need an extra 20 minutes. Like, do you mind sticking around? Or like, while he's in the bath, like, would you mind just sitting here so I can go write my post really fast? Or I have an idea for this thing. I don't know. Like sometimes it's just like, I do that with my husband all the time. I'm like, can you like do this thing? I have an idea. Like I want to record this thing. And it's like, okay, cool. It's like, but he can't read my mind. Like, he's not like, Allison, why don't you go work today? I'd kind of be offended if he said that to me. I'd be like, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, how about, hey, can you give me 30 minutes to go work? And it's like, yeah, cool, whatever, bye. And so I know it's sometimes hard to ask our spouse that since they've maybe been working all day too. But I know like your support wants you to succeed. They want you to be making money too. So sometimes it's just, hey, can I have like a few minutes? And it's a lot of times, sure.
Yeah, it's true. And I do. I nab little minutes when I can. It's probably longer than 20. And I'm like, I'm coming. I'm like, I just love this. I want to keep working on it. Totally. But thank you so much. I do appreciate all those kind words. And I feel the positive energy. Like I know abundance. It's on its way.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'll see you again next week. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison Henderson _coach. That's ALLISON Henderson_coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.